Okay, now we're going to cook the salmon croquettes. We kind of spoke about this appetizer just a little bit when we went over the menu. And this is an easy one to do. It's a recipe that a lot of people use. I got it from my grandmother, which we'll talk about that a little bit later. We're going to jazz it up some because what I have is just salmon. I always like to do the salmon croquettes the night or a couple of days after you cook salmon. You want to use good salmon when you're putting it on the grill, when you're broiling it in your oven, when you're using it in a smoker. If you're going to make a croquette, you don't have to have that expensive salmon to do so. This salmon, we have some king salmon, and it's already nice and picked nicely. We're going to add a cup of onion. Now, I can measure out by my hand. At home, use your cup. And then we're going to add our bell pepper. Keep in mind that salmon's lots of fun too because you can do a lot of things with salmon. We can make these croquettes for breakfast. We can make them for lunch. We can make them for dinner. You can make them in salmon balls. So we've got our onion, we got our bell pepper, and now we're going to add our egg. And the egg will help put it together. We're going to add a little bit of flour, not a lot because we don't want them really crispy, and we're using them as an appetizer and not an entree, so, which it can be. So a little bit of salt. This salt actually has some celery seed, a little bit of rosemary in it. You're welcome to add whatever flavoring that you like. Some pepper and a spoon of the flour. We're going to mix this lightly. We're going to jazz it up with some liquid smoke because these are called smoked salmon croquettes. And the liquid smoke, and I'm only using a tablespoon of liquid smoke. The recipes will be online, so you'll be able to get the full recipe. And we're going to cook them today in just a little bit of olive oil. Oh, it smells great. And if you like lemon juice, you can add lemon. If you like lime, you can add lime. I think we are going to add just a little bit of lemon juice to this. Brian's getting our plate all ready so we can put it on a nice plate for you. It's mixed well. Everything's in. It looks great. And the texture is going to be kind of moist. And we're going to plate them on our hand, and we're going to make just nice patties. You can lay your patty to the side or put them back in the bowl and make sure your oil is nice and hot. We're just going to use some olive oil. Heat it up pretty good because you want a nice brown crust. After the nice browning, we're only going to turn them once. You don't need to keep turning them and turning them because you don't have a lot that's pulling this together. There's a little bit of flour in here. You got your egg in here. You want it to be a nice light appetizer. The bell pepper and your onion, and now we're going to put these guys in the pan. It's going to be really good. This smells good. It's one of those little fish dishes that people who aren't from the Northwest, which I am, we love salmon, and a lot of people, you can also use canned salmon. The canned salmon works fine for croquettes. I don't suggest you use canned salmon for anything but croquettes or a salmon loaf, but you can use the canned salmon. Okay, these will fry up nicely. We'll turn them once. Take them out of the pan. You want to keep your salmon nice and moist, and the way of keeping it moist is to not cook it too long. And there's our salmon patties. Now we're just going to let these cook on one side for just a few minutes. Oh, they look great. They look good. And if they break apart, then eat that one right away. But if it doesn't break apart, then they're ready to go for your customers, for your friends and your family. Okay, we're going to turn them. And they're nice and brown. Uh-oh, I got one that's breaking apart. Oh, they smell wonderful. Salmon burgers are good also. People like salmon. Okay, these look great. We're going to slide these off on the plate. Have a plate, Brian? Okay. God, those look wonderful. Those look absolutely delicious. This is a great menu. This is going to be easy for you to do at home. Your family and friends are going to absolutely love this. All right, they're ready.